Hey folks, Eric to the Whatever Guy, because it really is whatever me. And do you folks want to know about these 12 Delta 8 companies, these 12 hemp companies that are being sued by the state of Georgia or someone in the state of Georgia for racketeering charges? You guys stick around, man, and we'll talk about that. As you guys know, my name is Eric. I'm the Whatever Guy. I use videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world of Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp, cannabis, just what's going on around. Let me just say, man, I had a great time this weekend. Like I really went over to Atlanta, Georgia to the Georgia Cannabis Industry Alliance. They had a meeting over there. It was basically hemp. It's legislation is killing the hemp industry. I went over there, man, and prior to that, working up to that, like I got to the point where I was just getting really busy and didn't know for sure that I even wanted to go. But it was really relishing the fact that I was going to actually get out the house. But let me just say that when I got up there, man, I needed that. Like I needed to go hang out with those folks, man. Those are some super good folks over the Georgia Cannabis Industry Alliance. A lot of good folks were in that room. A lot of cool discussions that were going on. A lot of really cool contacts to make. I really appreciate them. I probably got more hugs than I've had in the last year. I literally enjoyed that thoroughly, quite a bit. Like I just got to the point where I was getting a little burnout and getting to the point where I just didn't think that people were being engaged, listening to videos, sharing videos, being involved in this niche. And I went over there, and those folks over there, man, were just, I mean, it was a really good meeting, man. I really enjoyed more than anything hanging out with those folks. Not just the discussion, but just the ambiance of everything that was going on, the love that was being held in that room. There was a lot of stuff going on there, man, and I really enjoyed that. And I needed that, man. I needed that uplift because, like I said, I think I was hitting a wall. I think it was getting to the point where I was getting a little drugged down, getting a little, like not wanting to make videos and not as excited about making videos as I have in the past. And now I've come back with a rejuvenized, with a new juvenized system. Like I really feel good about what's going on in the industry, and I really appreciate the fact that those folks invited me over there, man. And I hope at some point in the future I get a chance to go back because like I said, I really enjoyed that, man. I enjoyed that more than I actually thought I would. So as we move forward, we're sitting over here talking about this article over High Times, and this is actually over Georgia also. And for those of you that aren't aware, some of these companies, man, that are on this list, I've actually done business with those folks in the past. There's some really cool, I mean, some really cruel claims going on with this right here. There's a lot of companies named. They went all the way down, not only the people that were retailing it, but the labs that were actually, doing the COAs for the products themselves, and obviously the company that I think provides the distillate to most of those companies right there. And so they basically wrapped all of them up in two racketeering charges and a bunch of misleading claims that they claim basically that there's more Delta 9 THC in these products than they're supposed to be. And obviously they accuse them of lab shopping, and they accuse these labs of doing the same thing, basically falsifying COAs and stuff like that. And so we're going to take a look at it over here at I believe this is over at High Times, and it's basically, it says Georgia lawsuit claims 12 cannabis companies mislead consumers with Delta products. It says lawsuit charges include negligent misrepresentation, intentional misrepresentation and fraud, unjust enrichment or disgorgement, and 2 counts of racketeering. On February 6th, a lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court in Georgia by resident Hannah Ledbetter against 12 companies. The claim alleges that all of the companies mentioned have sold cannabis products as Delta hemp products instead of cannabis products, and is asking for a total of $150 million. The companies listed include Stizzy, Cookies, Cloud9, Green Rush, doing business as XL City, Thessie, doing business as Element Vape, Savage Enterprises, Delta Extracts, L&K Distribution, Columbia Laboratories, Farm Labs, Encore, and Pure Iso Labs. Now, let me just break this down for you guys just a little bit. Most of these people up front, the Stizzy, the Cookies, Cloud9, Green Rush, and Element Vape, those places like that are basically retailing these Delta 8 and Delta 9 products out to consumers. The Savage Enterprises, L&K Distribution, L&K Distribution, and Delta Extracts, those companies are distributors of these products. They are basically the ones that are placing these products in and out these stores. Delta Extracts is a big brand. I'm sure if you guys have been out to gas stations and vape shops, you have seen Delta Extracts in the past. L&K Distribution is who actually distributes the Delta Extracts and the cookies and all those type of products. The Columbia laboratories and the farm labs, those are the labs that basically give the COAs for all of these products. And then, of course, Pure ISO Labs, a company that we have done business with in the past, they are the ones that are providing the distillate that they make all these products with. So all of these companies are basically wrapped up in one. My question is, this Hannah Ledbetter, I'm wondering if she has more money behind her than just her. I mean, it can't be just her bringing this lawsuit that did all this, that did all this work behind the scenes to figure out exactly what companies they wanted to bring into this. You got to think that there's some sort of cannabis company or something like that with some money behind it somewhere, possibly shooting those guys in the foot. The plaintiff claims she was deceived by the companies into buying federally illegal products that were being sold as federally legal hemp products with 0.9% Delta-9 THC. The defendants have conspired to import, manufacture, distribute, and possess illegal THC vape pens that are marijuana, the lawsuit stated. This scheme can only be accomplished through a pattern of racketeering activity. According to Justia, a racket refers to a single fraudulent service, while racketeering defines multiple illegal activities, usually done collaboratively through a group via organized crime. The Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act describes racketeering activity with crimes such as fraudulent offenses, murder, kidnapping, drug trafficking, bribery, and more. Ledbetter purchased Delta-9 products from Cloud9, Element, XL City, and/or XL franchise locations in and near Atlanta, Georgia. She alleges that the products contained far more than what is legally acceptable by law. The lawsuit claims that all cannabis companies named have facilitated the manufacturing, distribution, and/or sale of illegal marijuana to thousands of people over the course of the last 4 years. Ultimately, the lawsuit summarizes its accusation. In essence, customers of the defendants are paying for legal hemp-derived THC, but are receiving illegal marijuana, which has created millions of dollars of fraudulent profit. Ledbetter's team is accusing the defendants of finding third-party testing labs, Columbia Laboratories in Oregon, and Encore and Pharma Labs in South Dakota, at Pharma Labs SD in California that would issue false certificates of analysis for fried products. Results showed that the hemp-derived Delta-9 variance levels that was in excess of the legal limit included hemp-based vape pens with the following strains: Cookies, Huckleberry, whatever that is, in extracts, Forbidden Jelly and Power Plant, Loopers, Blue Gushers, and Stizzy's Hemp OG Kush. To facilitate this fraud, the lab defendants knowingly created false test results that were advertised over the internet hundreds of times for publication and marketing through the wires, and such activity is wire fraud. According to an article published by Green Market Report, a Stizzy spokesperson said in an email statement that the lawsuit contains absolutely no factual evidence to support the conclusory, baseless claims against Stizzy. We intend to defend ourselves vigorously against the meritless lawsuit and seek to have it dismissed since it has no factual basis. At the time of this publishing, Cookies and other defendants had not yet provided a statement. The lawsuit calls on the court to determine it as a class action lawsuit, which must first be granted by a federal judge. RICO lawsuits state that plaintiffs are entitled to 3 times the listed damages, and this lawsuit requests $50 million for damages, referencing treble damages, which means that a successful lawsuit could lead to the plaintiff receiving $150 million. A similar lawsuit was filed in California last summer between the state of California and 9 individual cannabis companies based in California, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, Vermont, and Wyoming. The lawsuit claimed that cannabis products should include a Proposition 65 warning label on Delta-9 THC cannabis products because it is known to cause harm to the developing fetus. According to California Attorney General Rob Bonta, the potential dangers of an illegal hemp products should be addressed. I want to be clear. The sales of industrial hemp products that do not comply with California law and the illegal sale of inhalable hemp in California will not be tolerated. The dangers of these products must be communicated for sale to the public. And the sale of an all industrial hemp inhalable products must cease altogether. The California Department of Justice will continue to protect the legitimate businesses who are operating responsibly in this space. There is no room for illegal inhalable hemp products in our state. They basically want to kill all hemp products in the state of California. Basically what it sounds like to me with this Attorney General Rob Bonta. The rise in hemp-derived cannabis products began in 2018. Farm Bill was passed. It authorized the use and sale of hemp-based products, mainly CBD. Since then, many state legislators have introduced bills to regulate such products. One of the latest examples of such bill was seen in Missouri last December when Senator Nick Schroer introduced Senate Bill 984, also titled the Intoxicating Cannabinoid Control Act. If passed, the bill would regulate Delta-8 THC as cannabis, not hemp. The most current section for SB 94 includes Senate Judiciary, Civil, and Criminal Jurisprudence Committee hearing held on February 12th. Guys, it's interesting that they want to push this hemp over into cannabis because as we've discussed many times on this channel, the hemp and cannabis are the same plant. Like the government is the only one that has delineated that line between 0.3%, less than 0.3% delta-9 THC. That means it's a hemp plant, and anything over that is it's considered a cannabis plant all the way around. I think at some point this guy, this Nick Schroer from wherever he's at from Missouri, he's actually got a good idea. If we could actually just go ahead and pass hemp as cannabis and have it regulated in that way, we would probably solve a lot of these issues that we have going on right now. And probably what would happen is a lot of these cannabis companies would end up buying up a lot of these hemp companies, because again, as I've said many times on the channel, those hemp companies are doing business in states and places that most of these cannabis places cannot do business. And so as we move forward into legalization of cannabis and hemp, we would hope that hemp would be looped in with cannabis at some point in the future. That way we could get these regulations of these child-proof packaging and these actually not farm lab COA lab results and stuff like that. All right, folks, whatever got signing off, I hope you guys appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys later, man. Love it. See ya.